It's so wild, right, to be alive in these times where people are holding their breath, just waiting to see if Iran will strike. And you got Russia saying they'll supply Iran with missiles. Turkey saying that they will jump in and attack. Pakistan saying they'll supply the Shaheen 3 missiles. Those are giant. And they're the only nuclear Muslim nation, right? Pakistan. They're saying we'll back Iran. And some of these are Sunni nations. Some of them are Shiite. I mean, Iran is Shiite. Usually they're supposed to be at odds, but looks like Israel's a uniting factor. Two Iranian officials confirmed that the request was made from Iran to Russia, and Russia says, okay, we'll supply you. Of course, America says we will fight Iran if they attack Israel. And I mean, it looks kind of like World War III. I know that the ruthless will vanish, Isaiah 29 says. The mockers will disappear, and all who have an eye for evil will be cut down. But we're seeing that even ministers in the Knesset are getting these special phones, satellite phones, to use in an emergency if all the phone towers are down, electricity's down. It's the first time since 2006 when I fought the Hezbollah in 2006. And I'm just saying, yeah, who is that Galilean rabbi, right? There was a Galilean rabbi that says, what did he say? He says, if you have a purse, take it, and a bag. If you don't have a sword, sell your cloak and buy a sword. And that's talking about self-defense. It's talking about you need to be ready to defend and rescue those being carried away to death. Those hostages, rescue them. You know, that's in Proverbs. So are we in that time of Gog and Magog? Are we? There's some prophecies about it. I'd like to take a little time and talk about Gog and Magog. It's kind of an interesting talk, you know, Gog and Magog. So there's a prophecy in Ezekiel chapter 38. I'm sure you're familiar with it. A prophecy against Gog. Where is Gog? I'll talk about that. But God brings Gog and Magog to attack Israel from the north in Ezekiel 38 verse 4. And it talks about a coalition is formed between Gog does this with Persia, that's with, you know, Iran, with Cush, Put, Gomer, and Beth Targoma. It's in Ezekiel. I'll tell you where these are in a bit here. It's a really amazing description because they have this well armed with all kinds of armaments and you know, shields, helmets, swords, whatever that means in modern speak in Ezekiel 38. And you have this plan to invade Israel, and right when we're peaceful, and I don't know how peaceful we've been. So a lot of this is very interesting, and they get judged really, really bad. I mean, pestilence, torrential rain, hailstones, fire, brimstone. It's like full on. God gets very mad at the God of Israel, at these people trying to kill Israel, and a massive earthquake happens. You can look at that in Ezekiel 38 verse 19, and you see great panic, chaos, infighting. That's not a Hamas tunnel. Plundering of Israel. They come to plunder Israel, but they themselves get plundered. Like, don't attack Israel. And there's 7 months after this angel or angels take them out. 7 months of burying the dead. And there's this valley there of Haman Gog. And so it's just interesting, and birds come, and it's very interesting. But God shows his holiness. He shows that he still cares for Israel. He vindicates, he rescues Israel, and Israel will live securely and in peace. You know about this? Now, I don't think that that's right now happening, but is it? I know that Isaiah chapter 19 is supposed to be happening, and so I'm like, what is really going on? What is really going on? And there's the ingathering of the exiles it talks about, bringing the Jewish people back home. That's Aliyah. That's what we're busy doing. And so it says that God even doesn't hide his face anymore, and he outpours his spirit on Israel. These are all so good things that happen. A restoration of the land, restoration of the sovereignty of God over this place. And God's name is known to the people of Israel. And it's so great, right? It's so great. So I want to ask you guys, please comment on this. This is a special video. I don't normally do videos exactly like this. I normally just do the updates on what's happened with RPGs being shot right where I normally am. I wasn't there at the time in the Philadelphia corridor, and RPGs were shot. The helicopters took our guys, some guys out and they were injured. Some of them pretty serious. But I normally talk about that and show that, but this is a little different. What is going on with Gog? Who is Gog in this Ezekiel 38? Who is Gog? Gog is generally associated with modern day Russia, Gog and Magog. Modern day Russia, and Rosh. Where is Rosh? Rosh is Russia. people think that that's what it is interpreted as. Maybe Meshach and Tubal, they are Turkey. So these joint agreement, this coalition has to include Turkey. Persia's there included. That's modern day Iran. Kush would be like Sudan, Ethiopia. Where's Put, that is Libya. Remember where Gaddafi was always trying to destroy Israel? Gomer, that would be Eastern Europe, Central Eastern Europe, including like modern day Germany area. And Beth Tergoma, where's that? Well, the Caucasus. Okay, so you have Russia is like Meshach and Magog and Rosh and Tubal. And so you have all these people coming together. I don't see Yemen listed there. Yemen the Houthis have been fighting us. But you have in Libya all kinds of instability, which could be part of a coalition. Not too hard to imagine it. And then you have Turkey really saying they're going to invade Israel. When have they ever said such things? Yikes. Syria, they're threatening to fire on Israel. They already were firing on the Golan Heights from Syria. Of course, Hamas in Gaza, literally we've been in a war with them. Hezbollah, that's in the north, supported by Iran. It's all part of Iran's, Persia's coalition. And so now you have Russia supplying them. So I just think that these are times where we just got to gather as very soon it's the 9th of Av, where so many tragedies happen, like the first temple, the second temple being destroyed, World War I, World War II, so many tragedies which I could go into. And right now we're looking at missiles poised to shoot the Knesset in Jerusalem, the Tel Aviv, Kiryat, Haifa, the Karish gas rig, Ashdod port, Eilat port, the central Israel, all over. And phone calls are happening between the prime ministers, between the presidents. And I just want to say, guys, if it's that time, where do you stand? If it's that time, how are you standing? What do you feel is supposed to happen, is going to happen? And stand with Israel now. Be on the right side of history. Remember, we get rescued from this. So God has and will and does take care of his landed people, okay? So be on the right side of history.